Warning, this is not a tutorial. It's just me doing things with the terminal. Do not replicate. There is a risk of permanent data loss. Hello, everyone. I need a protected USB stick to use while traveling, where I can keep personal documents and confidential files without fear of losing it and leaving personal information to strangers. I want to create an encrypted partition and separate the headers of this partition in a second storage memory. This way I will need to access the files, both memories and a passphrase. Of course, it increases the risk of losing one of the three things, but the goal is to protect my confidential data of which I have backups elsewhere, so it's fine. I would never want anyone to see photos of my cats or read the letters they send me. I start by checking what's in the memory that will go to the headers and, to be safe, I fill it with random data, so if I lose it, they won't find photos from the last century of me cutting my nails or love letters I wrote in the moonlight. If I lose the memory dedicated to the headers, I don't care. I have a backup elsewhere. Once filled with random garbage, I write a file system on it. Then I also fill the USB stick with random data that I will use for the data I need. I do this because the memory has been used recently, and there are traces of other personal documents inside that I don't want to remain there. The procedure I use to clean my USB stick is the same, always random data taken from random. Now, the PC has been on for hours, and I have done many things. I think the kernel entropy pool is stuffed like a turkey on Thanksgiving Day. In the meantime, I plan where to hide the three things during the trip. I imagine that a potential thief, even having all three, would not know how to use them. Okay, it's time to create the encrypted partition, leaving the headers on my 120 megabytes micro SD from the lower Paleolithic. I create a folder in it where, if all goes well, at the end of the trip I can back up the headers of other encrypted partitions. Probably no one who is not seriously motivated is able to decrypt a partition that also has a header. Separating the header is useless for my purpose. I will probably corrupt it by manipulating it rather than a malicious person or system errors. In the encrypted home partitions, those used in the desktop PC, encrypted because there have been home burglaries in the neighborhood, I left the headers in the partition itself. I use long passphrase as long as the list of my joint panes, and I think it's enough. In case of corruption, it's better to have a backup of the header, because there I risk losing all the data. I'm formatting a LUKS partition using urandom to create the volume key. I'm leaving other parameters with default values, such as the key slot and metadata size, because I'm not being hunted by alien engineers. For now, the files I want to keep hidden are of minimal importance to them, like my real age. Anyway, the future LUKS2 partition, created with crypt setup, with volume key generated by urandom, will have the header moved to the newly created folder in the micro SD card. As you can see, for now, everything seems easy. This video will probably be published in 2025. Better keep updated. Let's see if everything is correct. The command destination is correct. I open the folder to see the header being created in real time. Finally, I enter the passphrase. I always use long and complicated keywords, full of numbers, capital letters, commas, dinosaurs, and a great desire to have a life. A real life, made up of people, socializing, exchanging views and conversations, and… No, this is too much. I am a solitary creature. Better that I keep away from people. I save myself disappointments and anger. Now I can open a mapping with an esoteric name by opening the encrypted LUKS partition using the passphrase and directing the search for the header in the microSD. Just typing pineapple pizza gave me a cold. It's easy to see how entering the header path while opening the encrypted device works fine. My device is now in the dev mapper folder, a magical, virtual place where the data flow passes between there and the physical device through dm-crypt, which encrypts and decrypts the data. I hope I'm not wrong. Now that everything seems to be well done, I create a file system and close the encrypted device to do some testing. Maybe I created a too complicated passphrase. I write it badly even while reading it. Now that I have opened the encrypted device, I mount its file system so I can transfer the files I need into it. The file system is mounted in the Cryptozo folder. In theory, I should be able to create files there, copy them, and put things in there. As you can see, nothing can be done because root privileges reign here. I knew it and I wasted your time. I apologize for that. Now I unmount the device and repeat the procedure by mounting it with the privileges of myself, because I have the right. Because I am a beautiful person. Now that everything seems to work, I create a file inside the USB stick to see if things actually went the right way. I should have the privileges to do that. I spared you the invitation to subscribe that nicely pops up in the secret file. However, I will show you in a concrete way the difference between what I just did. I unmount and remount the device both ways, checking the folder attributes. I try to edit the open file after mounting the device without any permission parameters. I can turn everything off and close this adventure that for me has been very educational and fun. I hope that those who have watched this video up to this point have also enjoyed it. See you soon.